So BMS had a trial, a phase 3 trial that was dangerously, I will say, delayed. And desperate times sometimes call for desperate measures. They said, do whatever you have to do to tell us how we intervene. And this is where we utilized a lot of the data that Jeff went over in the Acorn AI platform to really figure out, okay, what are we going to do? The first question that we asked is, well, why is our trial performing the way it is? And this was an area where BMS did not have a depth of experience in this area. And our first question that in our partnership was, can you just tell us what's going on? Can you do some analysis on our sites in comparison to the operational data that Jeff went through that is in the platform, and tell us how we are performing? And the analysis came back, and we realized that we are drastically underperforming. These sites had patients. Those patients were not going into our trial. And through the Acorn platform, we got a lot of interesting insights, which was, one, we could tell the top performers that were sponsor-driven. So Jeff mentioned some of the new predictive capabilities that are just being rolled out. We could tell where that performance, not who the sponsor was, but we could tell where that performance had nothing to do with the site per se, but that performance was tied to a specific sponsor. And when our clinical teams would come back and say, well, we want those sites, we were able to tell them that actually the time that it would take us to build that relationship to get that site to perform the same way for us, you don't have that time. We're also able to show them through the Acorn data the consistency of that site. Because for us, it wasn't necessarily just about accelerating the trial. It was the certainty around being able to accelerate. We then, using the Acorn data, modeled a similar scenario. We said, forget about the top performers. Let's take all the sites that are underperforming for us and just increase their performance. And what I can actually tell you now is that what we hit is something closer to a P2, which was a 2% probability likelihood that we would have accelerated this trial that we did. And that was in large part because we had the operational data through the Acorn platform that told us strategically where we should go. We targeted sites, and not in a way that was just go after the top performers, but go after the places where you can have the most impact. And using the Acorn platform, I can tell you that this activity, one, I don't think we would have been able to accomplish this in the past, but we were able to do this in a matter of weeks.